Welcome back to another video. It's the one and only Pocket Gaming, and today we're going to be talking about the dark side of Mineplex. First, I do want to give a big shout out to Rojitos for allowing me to use his background footage for this, but regardless, guys, let's get right into it. So, if you don't know Mineplex, they've been a server for a while. They used to be really popping, and they've slowly been declining in players, but that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about Grandpa Win, and basically, this is a problem because let me show you guys. This guy is, he was a very popular staff member. He's an admin, and he was recently demoted due to predatory behavior. But the problem is, Mineplex staff tried hiding this. They never made a statement about this, and they never, wanted to talk about it. And they didn't even ban him from the server. So this had a lot of players heated. So let's just get right into it. Okay, so for once, folks, we need to grab our popcorn because this is actually crazy right here. But honestly, you might be so sick to your stomach by the end of it where you might not even need the popcorn. But regardless, let's get into it. So basically, I do want to give a shout out to this guy right here. This dude is a beast. His name is Seeked. He made a video, with all this evidence. His video is 3 minutes long. So if you want to go check out, to have all the evidence, go click on his video down below. And then I know another YouTuber by the name of Mr. Epic. He made a video called The Darkside of Mineplex. He talked about the lies, abuse, and corruption. If you want to watch the full video on that, because there was a lot of stuff that I'm not going to include, but I'm just going to, talk about Grandpa, how he was doing this predatory behavior, and then how the staff is trying to hide it. So let's get right into it, guys. So first, I'm going to show you this Discord conversation right here between Anna, who is one of the victims, and Dean. And I know it's in a white background, but they just copied and pasted it. So yeah. Okay, and if you don't know Dean, he is a lead staff member on Mineplex. So let's just read this. So Anna goes, "Hello, Dean." He goes, "Hola, pretty sure Jack has spoken to you about what this is about, right?" She goes, "Vaguely. That leadership finally wants my side of the situation with Grandpa." Dean goes, "I mean, that's not really it. I've always been interested in your side of the situation. I've told Jack that in the past, but he said you weren't comfortable with talking about it. But if you'd like to expand on what has transpired in the past, I'd like to hear about it." And she goes pretty deep. She goes, "I've been uncomfortable in regards to it due to it being a lead at the time and being in fear of being demoted due to reporting my admin. That is the main reason why I never reported to begin with. When I resigned, I refrained from reporting due to wanting to keep my chances open with reinstatement. I've spoken with it very lightly with Toki, but that's about it. I'm not sure what you'd like to call this behavior. Call it sexual harassment or just inappropriate behavior. Either or. I've had several times with him offering me to come live with him. He's offered to bust me to his house, which I was very uncomfortable with and had turned him down several times. I've had him comment on my appearance since we have met briefly in person before. Comments which I'm certain you've probably caught wind of, making comments like asking me, and I quote, 'How big are your?' He's asked me about my virginity in a group call with Jack504, which went along the lines of my friend jokingly making a marriage joke about my ex-boyfriend to Grandpa, along the line saying, 'Are you a virgin?' And she didn't answer, which led to him talking about it in more detail. He's talked about having his grandfather kill himself and him being covered in brains and blood. He's talked about how often he has sex with his fiance. There have been several sexual subjects and calls with other CM members, ranging from everything you'd really expect from going to clubs to going to bars. I've had him several times call me on Discord, video chat, or voice, and him be drunk. Overall, he was very flirty with me, and it made me feel really uncomfortable. I had countless members of CM tell me to report it, but I did not want to risk a demotion, as I was more passionate about my game mode than this situation. I don't like drama and I wanted to avoid it, but it just got worse and worse. He's broken the staff guidelines countless times to full-on cursing in staff calls, not casually. He's trash-talked ex-staff such as Nicholas heavily and would mock him harshly. I highly suggest asking Flame in regards to this, as he was present for this." Flame was an admin, by the way, as you guys can see from this picture right here. There is a video out there of Grandpa calling me thirsty and lying and telling everyone it was an inside joke. It was not an inside joke, and I took offense to it. And I believe in the video you even hear me get awkward. This video was streamed on Twitch, but I don't have the link. I'll try to find it. The context is what you'd expect. Grandpa would call me your typical e-girl, and as a joke, called me thirsty in an event server with 100+ people listening. I got harassed for months because of this, and nothing was ever done with evidence. I also have this given me by someone. Dean replied, "I've been reading all of this, but immediately want to jump in on that last message. I never received such a video ever. This is actually the first time I'm hearing about it. I'm very interested in seeing that." Anna goes, "On top of all this, recently I tried to reinstate and was rejected. My ex-boyfriend was recently network banned by him for trying to spread this awareness, since when he reported it, it did nothing. I can't help but feel like my correlation with my ex resulted in my application to be denied. I hate to say it, but I feel like there was an issue with his input on me in regards to the whole situation. I'll try to get that video for you. It was clipped by several Mineplex YouTubers and passed around." Dean goes, "He had no involvement in your rejection? I had assumed Island explained the reason why you were rejected. All he said was the decision was made by the admin team. Here's the video. I was told I was resigned on bad terms too with Mineplex, in which I did not at all. It was a mess. I tried asking him why, but he said he couldn't say more due to it being a decision by you guys, so I left it at that. Okay, and I'm not going to read this whole statement by Dean because I just feel like it's so pointless, because basically, to sum it up, you guys can pause it if you want, but to sum it up, he says that she was not rejected because of Grandpa. I totally disagree with that. That's definitely why she got rejected. And then basically she replies and says that she does not agree with it and that she resigned because she had absolutely no choice because she was coming back home due to her dad having an organ failure. And I just don't understand, what's wrong with Mineplex. It seems like they're super biased in all of this, and I'm going to prove that with what we got next. Dean goes, alright, sorry I was typing a long message to someone. Arguing the rejection for reinstatement is understandable, but I hope you understand that I will be leaving it that way. The decision is final on that front. We agreed that you are more than welcome to apply for training if you wish to do so in the future. I'll do my best on the Grandpa part. Thanks for opening up to me. I appreciate it. Anna goes, I found evidence of where I spoke about him asking me to come live with him. Keep in mind this happened several times. I always said no, but he'd always ask again. I was uncomfortable with it as for obvious reasons. There are 2 separate occasions. If I find any more evidence, I'll forward. Nextly, Grandpa had told Cassie and I that anyone we don't like will not make it on the team. There were people from our old friend group that had applied for staff and made it. We talked about our past, and Grandpa told us that the people we aren't fond of will not make it onto the team, simply because we don't like them. Cassie herself had only one weird experience with Grandpa, which occurred at the E-prom. Grandpa had hinted in a public call with community members present that Cassie could tell people that they were together. Cassie shook it off, but was still concerned as to why he would make these comments. And as you can see at the bottom, she's got the proof right there. He told me in front of a community member, since all the E-boys are asking you to go out to prom with you, you can always say you and I are together. So it obviously shows in the first statement, though, that he's saying that yo, if anyone you don't like, I don't like either, so we're just not going to give him a chance. So that's obviously very corrupted. And then after that, this is the dagger right here. This is the dagger of the proof right here. So, Grandpa Win, let's check this out. Would you like to come live with me for a bit? I would have to ask my parents, but this is pretty relaxing. You can forget all your troubles here. Or would you rather be in Florida? So, Anna, or Adriana, goes, I have plans to go to Florida on the 13th. I need to do a few things back home, like seeing some doctors and focusing fully on school, since me being here, I can't focus on school as I'm constantly babysitting and it's a cramped house. He goes, as long as you're taking good care of yourself, I'm good. He then replies and goes, why not take some time off and go on a weekend trip somewhere out of PA? You can come visit me if you like. What are we, 3-4 hours away? So obviously this is very creepy, and he's talked to multiple other staff members before. And if you guys want to see the rest of it, go click the video down below that I talked about in the beginning. But this is just so disappointing. However, let's talk about what Mineplex did wrong, because I know he was an admin on them, and they are a very corrupted server, don't get me wrong. But, you can't blame an entire server for this until you realize that some of them did know about it, which kind of does make it wrong. But let's read this. So, this is some in-game screenshots of actual players asking, moderators and stuff about what's going on. And let's read it. So, look at this screenshot right here, y'all. So, this player right here, Yajit Kanos, goes, is it true Grandpa got demoted for being a predator? And look at this. A moderator called Wow Caleb replies, we're not going to talk about it. Okay, and I'm going to play a few other screenshots on the screen right here. You guys can watch the guy's video. Like I said, it has every screenshot of all this. It's just so disappointing. But basically, all the mods say the same thing, and the trainees, they say, we can't talk about it, or we don't know about it, or that it's very confidential. And then look at this one right here. This player named Seb King at the top says, I have all the reason to ask that question if a predator is in power at a large Minecraft server. And then Oscaris, a mod, says it is strictly confidential. So I don't understand what's going on with Mineplex, man. You guys have one of the worst servers on Bedrock because of how laggy it is, and how careless it is, and then obviously the same thing with Java. And on top of this, you've got so much corruption going on. And then the worst part about it is you have somebody like Grandpa Win making people feel this very uncomfortable, just this uncomfortable. And you're not going to really do anything about it. You're telling me you're not going to ban him. You're not going to make any statements talking about it. You're not going to own up to any of these actions on behalf of your server. You need to be like Hive and look at the example they set. Whenever something bad happens, they will talk about it and make a statement, The thing is, you guys are just not honest. You don't care about your players, and that's a fact. I feel genuinely sorry for every victim that had to go through any of this. So sorry for them. And yeah, that is the dark side of Mineplex. Hope you guys all enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. This took me hours to make an edit, but it was all worth it because, we had to just get this message across, because I felt like this went under the radar a lot in our community, and it's just horrible, bro. You guys gotta do better. But yeah, It's me, your boy Pocket Gaming. Empire out.